All right, guys. Thank you for tuning back into another episode of Mijo and Big Dog M.B.D. Don't forget it. I'm Sal Sanity. You can call me Sal or Sanity or Salsa, whatever you like. And this is La Monkey,
Oh, monkey.
also known as
or
Austin.
Austin,
Yeah,
or Pico,
or Mijo. Oh yeah,
or
or Big
Pico.
Dog. Over here, just completely ignoring the name of the show. Oh
I
man,
know.
dude, it's because we don't we say it ironically.
We
Just
do, yeah.
we don't actually call each other that. We just it's just when we're fooling around, we're like, hey,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
mijo,
yeah.
yeah, big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Last week we talked about a little bit about our goals, and I made some progress in some, and not any progress in others, as you guys can see right here. I said I would clean the couch. Um, doesn't look very clean. Well, actually, there's three sweaters missing off of it that were on there, but it's because
Progress.
I was cold. And I didn't want to wear the same sweater over again. So
Progress because you're cold.
yeah, so it was small progress, but I wouldn't call it real progress because I still got a mess there. But there's a big progress as you can see right here where the pen is. I have my barbell, my Olympic barbell. So I got an actual whole bench set up in my house now and squat. So it's pretty nice. I don't have any of the plates yet. That's still to come, all right? Those things are expensive. They're, as I said last week, like 40 to 50 bucks for a plate. It's like, Jesus, that's
They're
too
hella
much.
expensive for no reason.
Yep. And then, so we haven't gotten paid since, so I haven't had made any extra car payments yet. we get paid as of this recording, we get paid the upcoming Friday. So
We get paid real soon.
yeah, so I'll,
Not
I'll be
yet.
I'll be making a car payment at least more than usual. I usually make like the minimum's 250 for me, and I usually make like 250 to 300. But I'll probably do like a 400 on this one, depending on the check. I don't know. That's what I say now. But yeah, you know. So those are updates on my goals. Austin, you got an update on your goal? Do you remember your goals? Did you do cardio?
Sorry, my bad. I lagged for a second, so like
No.
all that audio cut up to me at once, and I was like, "Oh God, he's speaking real fast."
I was like, why does it look so confused? I thought it was a look of shame, but it's just Austin was in the Matrix and he was
I
lagging.
was, I was seeing ones and zeros everywhere. Um, I have started the cardio journey. Um, Honestly, it's been okay. Um, I'm at the point where I get sore as soon as the exercise is over, but like the next day it's like basically all gone. So I'm at a good point right now, and I just gotta keep it up. You know, get some longer times in, push harder, bump up the resistance levels. So it's
So
going pretty good.
is that what you're using as like your bookmarks? Like
Yeah.
just how long you're lasting on the bike and what
Uh,
resistance you're able to keep going at?
Currently, it's really easy for me to get at least 7 miles in half an hour on a bike at a two resistance. So I want to try and bump it to like either 9 miles in 30 minutes, or I want to get the 7 miles in 30 with a higher resistance. One of
Mm,
those.
some good goals. You're not the type to be weighing themselves, are you?
I mean, I check every once in a while, but I've been at like I don't really care about the weight right now because I know if the more I work out right now, like I'll just kind of plateau because I'm losing fat and gaining muscle kind of at the same rate. So I've been at a consistent like 195 for a month or two now, so I'm fine with that.
So right now you're just seeking more better feeling during the exercise. That's the main
Almost,
focus at
yeah.
the. Yeah, that's a good start there. I So like I said, I don't have any plates yet, but I forgot how heavy a 45-pound bar is. Like a big wide one. I got home. This was on Sunday. They delivered it on Sunday, and I got a message. So I was at work. It's like, oh, your bar's been delivered, and I was like celebrating because I'm like, it didn't get stolen this time. Because last time, like I said, they got stolen. So yeah, I was hooray. And so I get home and then I see it on the couch and then I felt bad. I asked my mom, like, did you put it on the couch? She's like, yeah. I'm like, is it heavy? And she was like, yeah. It's like, what did you order? Metal? And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You hit
And
her
then,
with the yeah.
yeah. And then so I don't know, when I was trying to unwrap it from like the tubing, I was like, damn, this thing's kind of hard to unwrap by yourself. I was like, so heavy. And then I was struggling. I was like, oh my god, I really am weak. But yeah, I got in the room and then I adjusted the squat rack to be wider. I still need to move it more wide, but I need to buy more floor mats now. So that's also next on the to-do list is expand the floor mats a little bit, actually clean the room, and once I get that, it'll be easier to work out. But I have been working out with like what I have. Even though it's just a bar, it's still important to get like balance and technique. So I just been doing the bar by itself, and then hopefully
That
by
was
the
that was the hardest thing for me initially when I had started lifting weights when I was like 18. It's just getting the grip and balance right just on the bar.
yeah, that's where a lot of people make the mistake. They'll put like too much weight, expecting to know the feel of like lifting the weight. But yeah, it's you gotta be comfortable doing it like with minimum weight first, so you can know what to expect. Cause like if it's your first time, your grip's probably gonna be wrong, and you're just not gonna go. You're not gonna expect like the strength level of like balancing your arms and stuff. So I don't know, it's different. So hopefully by the time I actually get real weights, I won't be struggling. I won't be like wobbly. Yeah, but I've been doing the dumbbells and then the bar's like perfect weight for just doing like curls. And so I've never had real biceps like I said last time. But we'll do a little bicep update. It probably looks the same on camera. Yeah, it looks the same. Damn it! Damn it! Okay, but remember Rome wasn't built in the day, you know? You know what that old man saying? Yeah, so that's what I've been working towards. Well, hopefully next week we'll see a tiny little line, a little shadow on my arm. This is how I'll measure. I'll keep up
it'll
this
be
way.
it'll be a marker line.
Yeah, it's like, come on, hey man, don't tell him my secret, dude. Don't
uh,
expose me.
leaked.
Leak, dude. You leaked the information. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the goals. So I wouldn't expect too much to progress in a week, but time goes by pretty fast. So we're a little delayed today because I was lazy yesterday, and then we exactly didn't text each other back right away. So
Yeah.
we're
The
recording maybe a day late, but yeah, we're
day
here
late.
today, right? We're here today, so
It's
that's
that
it
thought that
counts.
counts.
It counts. We made a adjustment, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. We want to know from you guys that have watched. We want to thank you guys once again for joining in. It sounds like we're ending, but
See
yeah,
you next time.
we're kind of curious to see what your guys' first impression of the first episode was like. Like small stuff, like do I talk too much? Do I not
Do
let
I not
Austin
talk
talk?
enough?
Yeah.
Do I need to just butt in more?
So like it's just simple stuff like that. Who you think is more capable of achieving their goal this year? All toxic. No, don't do that. Unless I don't know, just whatever thought you had in the show, or even if you just liked it, be like, just put down there, make my self esteem go up. Like, "Yeah, I like the show," and then I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we did it! High five!" But the other way, other way, other way. Right there, right there. Hey! That's funny because Austin's going like this on his screen. He's going
I
towards
know.
the edge.
Oh wait, that was the right way.
Oh, there you go. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where,
So,
where were we on?
or just saying, trying to get everyone's first impression of the show, what they like to see more. Um, Also, if you guys ever like want us to talk about a certain topic, feel free to comment that as well. Makes my
No,
job easier. Yeah, got him.
it really
But
does.
nah.
We
But
spend
yeah,
all week thinking about what to talk about.
yeah, and then we finally barely wrote it down today. So,
Hmm.
well, no, we had something on Sunday, but
We had rough
it's
ideas.
yeah, yeah. So we're doing okay in that category, but yeah. So Austin, speaking of first impressions, dude, like we known each other for what, like five,
5 years
six,
now.
5, 6 years?
I think. Oh, has it been 6? Yeah, it has been 6 because
Yeah.
I started working there in end of 2017.
So it'd be closing in on 6 years.
Yeah, this is gonna be the 6th year.
Yeah, so it's been a while. What do you say what would you say was your first impression of me when you first met me? And
My
how
first impression.
and maybe how I've changed from since then.
Well, as soon as I had gotten hired, you got a management position really recently. So, but I didn't know that.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, you're
I think
you're
the
one of the green ones for me. I was like, yes, he doesn't know me, so he's gonna see me with authority.
Yeah, honestly, because I think it was you who was in charge of like showing me how to do things on my very first day. I was like, man, this guy's like this. He's competent. He knows what he's doing. Like he's a very like he's got a grasp on it. He's a good manager. Like I thought you'd been doing it for a while and they just trusted you to just be doing it, handle the new people. But like, nah, I would hate to handle new people and I just got manager.
Yeah.
um. Yeah, I definitely felt like you were on top of it. You knew what you're doing, um, and that you were very capable of it all. That was the very first impression I had.
Hmm.
Um,
It's before I start
current
showing my true colors. Little by little, you start seeing how much of a buffoon I can be.
current impression. Now that I've known you for so long, we're both managers now. I'd say you put in the work when it needs to be done.
Hey man, I work what they pay me for.
When they call the guy, you show up, but you're not there unless you get called.
And
And I respect it.
it's because I gotta let the little ones run, dude. I gotta help them walk a little bit, and then let them run with it, so I can sit down and watch them. That's what
You
it
can sit
is.
back and be
Yeah.
like, "Ah, I created this." So
Yeah.
I'd say that's like the first impression, current impression, but no, you still get your shit done. And I feel like any new hires also have like that same first impression of me, but it's just not now I know you more on a personal level. I
Yeah.
also think you're more fun
What do you mean?
than when I first met you. I don't know, when I
Oh,
first met
okay.
you, yeah, you're more of a like, oh man, this guy's like an adult. He's got all his shit together. Like, we're not on the same wavelength here. And
Little
then
did he know, I
that
had
shortly
zero
changed
shit
at the
together.
first that shortly changed at the first party that I went to, and he was there, and I'm like, huh?
Dude, don't expose me. I'm not a party animal,
Oh,
dude.
what?
I'm a good boy, dude. I go to church. I don't go to church. Don't believe me.
That was years ago. He's no longer a party animal.
Dude, I never was. There you are, right
Right.
there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, dude, I don't drink, dude. I don't do any of that.
Yeah. Me neither.
I would say that's pretty fair assessment. I was when I first got manager, I was very like I have the so one of my mental things is like I hate to disappoint people when they like give me a chance at something. So when I first got manager, I was like, "Oh man, I gotta be the best out there." I also would like hype myself up all the time because I used to when I was a supervisor before management, I'd always be like, "I'm the goat. I'm the greatest to ever do it." So when they're like, "All right, show us why you're the greatest," I'm like, "Oh man, like why did I talk all this shit?" Now I gotta pretend that I gotta fake it till I make it now, and that's how I felt at first because I always said like, oh, you know what, I can talk to customers, but if you know me well, I hate talking to customers because half the time I'm just like, please don't be dumb, please understand what I'm trying to tell you, and most of the time
Person is the
they
worst.
yeah, most of the time they understand where you're coming from. They just want to hear it from like an authority's perspective. Like, so they'll give someone else like a regular employee trouble, and then once you go, you tell them the same thing employee told them, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, I just want to hear from you." And then employee feels angry, like, "What? I told them the same thing." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're not the guy. I'm the guy.
They're not the guy.
I'm the guy." So That's how it was for me. And then now it's at the point where I'm like, I've been there so long, you know. I feel like some people come with like a problem and they're like, yeah, like how do I solve this? And I'm like, just take a deep breath, just do this. That's it. Just do it. You'll be fine. But there's also times where I'm like, I'll tell them ahead, like, hey, make sure you do this right now. They don't do it. Something goes wrong because they didn't do this so said thing. And then they call me, hey, can you help me out? It's like, why didn't you do this earlier? Oh, I forgot. If you would have done it earlier, you wouldn't need me right now. And then I get extra mad because I tried, I told them how to prevent it. They didn't prevent it. Now I got to work extra. So I'm like, man, trying to have my
Mr.
day off.
Huge.
I'm trying to have my day off at work, you know?
My day off at work.
Yeah. So that's how I am. But yeah, when Austin first started working with me, um, so were you the second or the third from
Uh,
from you three clowns?
I was the second one.
You're the second one.
I was
So
the second clown.
he was the second clown. So Manny was the first one. They're already friends,
If
and
you don't understand what he means, the clowns are me, my friend Manny, and my friend Alec, and we were all hired roughly around the same time, and we were all just always hanging out with each other. So we were just known as the three clowns at work.
well, for me at least, I don't know who else why
Yeah,
they called
for
you
this
that.
guy, for this guy.
That's because the thing too is that Austin was the only one with a car and license at the time.
That's true.
So
I
when they
was the
would
one taking them everywhere.
Yeah, so when they would come to work, it was always Austin driving them. Even if Austin was off, Austin's the one bringing them to work. And then I like sometimes I'd be in the back and they get here at the same time as me, like in the parking lot, and all three of them just pop out of the same car. And then it's like I'm just like, man, it's a clown car, and that's why I started calling them the clowns because they're always
Yeah,
packed into the same car. So that's where that nickname for them started. I
good
think
times.
I don't think I've called any of you guys a clown in recent times, like how I used to. The one I called clown the most was Alec, but it's because I think he was there the longest from you three, or the last
Yeah,
one to
I
leave.
think he was. He was the last one.
So I just defaulted to calling him clown. But then I also clowned on Alec a lot because I wanted him to get his license, and he never would. He does have it now, so shout out Alec.
Yeah, finally, shout
Finally.
outs to him.
That's good improvement. You see, Alec achieved the goal. Took him 10 years, but he did it.
It really did.
What a guy. But yeah, so I used to call them the clowns. And so Manny was the first one. And Manny's first impression for me was like I didn't know how to read him because like I made a joke one time and he like laughed about it, but then I made another joke one time. He's like, "Wow, I don't think you should be talking to me like that." And I was like, "Oh crap, I don't know if he's being serious or not." Oh man, I shouldn't have joked like that. So then I was like, "All right." So I was like, "I'll be more cautious with the next guy that gets hired." And here comes Austin. He walks in like a week later after Manny, or like 2 weeks or
The
something.
second of the three musketeers.
And then I see this guy, and I was just like, "Oh man, this guy looks worse than the other guy." It's like he's like for me, I'm not. I'm the type like when someone's real like nice and polite. I'm very like, oh man, now I gotta be nice and polite to them because they're nice and polite. They're making me work extra to be nice and polite. So usually, if someone like just comes up to me like, "Hey, my name is so and so," like you shake their hand and they're straight to business. But Austin here is like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like the friendliest guy ever, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I gotta match his energy for at least like a couple weeks." And yeah, so Austin was a real nice guy. And then I'll try to teach him stuff, and he would pay attention. If he would retain it all, not all the time, but he did retain most of it. He retained what I wanted him to retain the most, but sometimes he'd forget, and sometimes he would throw a receipt in the trash that I needed.
That was one time, and I can't live it down.
Yeah, so yeah, so I
Oh,
thought Austin was a pretty good worker.
just small sidebar. My hire group was me and one other person, so it was more of a personal thing too. It was a lot easier to talk one on one.
Yeah, so yeah, I always hated when it's a small group. But then at the same time, I like it because it goes by faster. Because usually they'll ask less questions. But if I remember, I think Austin asked a lot of questions, or he just it wasn't like really he was asking questions. He would just ask me to explain something again. Like, hey, can you just explain that one more time? I'm like, oh my god. I guess that's fine because that's how I am too.
Mhm.
Like sometimes people will teach me something and I won't understand what they're saying, but as I'm trying to do it myself. I'm like, okay, I think this is what they meant by this and that. I like figure it out. But
I
yeah,
like things restated multiple times,
yeah.
especially during the process.
So Austin was a good worker, and then one time there's a customer. It was pretty funny. I was uh I was working back there. I was like his supervisor, and this customer just like he's helping him, and then he just stops suddenly like, hey, you play D&D? But this guy's like big and buff. I'm like, is this guy just picking on this guy? Like, did he like? Because honestly, I'm pretty mean. I was like, why is he picking on this nerd? So I'm just
Not
like,
that
what?
D&D.
Yeah, and then he did play D&D, and then so I was just like, I paused for a second. I was like, I think I was doing in the middle of something, but I paused to hear what the customer was gonna finish telling Austin. Like, you play D&D, and Austin's like, yeah, I've done a couple campaigns, whatever. And then the guy's like, oh, cool. Well, I'm looking for people to play. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought he was just about to pick on this kid, and I thought it was pretty funny. And then I thought to myself, like, man, I'm kind of a jerk, aren't I? Like, I thought I was gonna have to step in for Austin, but I was like, no, I think that guy was just trying to find homies to play D&D with.
And
But
then
I
almost immediately after that conversation with the customer happened, Sal came up to me and explained his point of view.
and Austin's like, no, he was nice. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. This guy seemed kind of malicious at first. Like, you play D&D? I don't know. It just seemed like he had bad intentions for a second. He's gonna be
Came
like, you,
very out of nowhere.
yeah. What I imagine happening, like worst case scenario, is like you play D&D. And Austin says yes, and then he gets his glasses and throws them at him. Nerd. That was the worst case scenario that went through my head. I'm like, what do I do if that happens? But it didn't happen, so I didn't have to find out.
You'll
So
never have to find out.
yeah, and then
I don't know
so
what I would have done in that situation. Guy takes my glasses and go like, "Nerd." I'm like, What did I do? You asked me."
oh my god, yeah, that'd be pretty. I'd be shocked if someone did it to me now because I wear glasses now. I don't think I wore glasses at the time because I didn't
I
start
don't
wearing
remember
them.
you wearing them at the time.
Yeah, I didn't start wearing them till like 2018, maybe 2019. That's when I finally sucked it up and was like, all right, I got bad vision. Let me go get an eye exam. So
I had bad vision since elementary school. Had these forever. Well, not these ones, but glasses.
no, those specific ones that you take care of them really good.
Yeah, I've had
They
them
even grew with
forever.
your face. Wow,
I know. They were
that's some engineering.
expensive. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I believe it if they last a lifetime, they're pretty expensive. But
Yeah.
but nowadays, I'm trying to mold Austin to be the guy that's so I don't have to be the guy.
The
So
guy.
now there's an issue. I'm like, Austin's already on there. I'm like, oh thank God he's not like me. He goes right away. It's,
I'm usually the first to answer.
and I'm like, all right, good. He knows the he knows the situation here. Hey,
It's because I know
hey,
that Sal doesn't want to do
and
it.
then he'll go handle it, but every now and then he'd be like, Sal, come in. I was like, damn it, Austin, you failed me. And he's
Just
like,
the other day, I had to manually start something, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I had to FaceTime Sal, who was just
oh
downstairs.
yeah. I was on my break, I was eating food, and all of a sudden Austin's calling me. And then I'm like, you can't figure it out, can't you? When I answer the phone. He's like, yeah, what did you do? And I was like, all right, just and I tried telling him, but I got lost in my head. I couldn't think of the steps, and it's like, all right, just FaceTime me, and then I walked him through it. Like, all right, we should be good. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But no, but yeah. So, but Austin's a good worker. It's not. He's still goofy, but he's not as goofy anymore. But
I think I've definitely thinking of how I used to work compared to now. I definitely have toned it back on how stupid I would be.
but yeah, if you were to ask me 5 6 years ago if I saw myself being friends with this guy, I'd be like, probably not. I don't think so. That guy's a clown. And then look at me now, tagging him on the internet for other people, introducing
Who's the
ourselves.
clown
Oh
now?
man. Well, that's me. But Yeah. So I thought Austin was a nerd, Harry Potter guy. So I mean, he is. He invited me the other day because we're gonna show which one is it?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah, we're gonna show that at our work. So he's like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Dude, you know the drill." Because last time they had the Chamber of Secrets, I went with them, and what did I do? I was just like 20 minutes in. Nah,
He really was throughout the rest of the movie.
I don't do very well with like longer movies. And plus it's like there's so many dark scenes in Harry Potter where like, it's cloudy over there. I don't know why it's always cloudy. Why
Yeah.
can't it ever be sunny, dude? Or, I don't know. Maybe some of them have sunny days. I've never seen them in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I'm saying you're too asleep to know.
Yeah. but but that's probably why it puts me to sleep. It's just so dark, I need the
Yeah.
screens don't pop, and then a lot of times they're like, "What?" And they're whispering. I'm like, "Damn it. They're putting me
They
asleep."
they do whisper a lot in those movies now that I think about it.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't even have to be awake to know that. But yeah, Austin invited me. I might do it because I've actually never seen that one. I've only seen bits and clips, but I never stuck around because I've never been like a Harry Potter person.
No, not
But
like me.
not like this guy. But yeah. So maybe I'll watch it next week. Tell you guys how it goes. Probably won't. I don't think I will. But dude, you gotta convince me, dude. You can't just invite me. I gotta have a reason.
We can go to Chico's later or the next day.
You know what? He's talking my language now. He's buying me with food. All right, maybe I'll go, but we'll see. But yeah, Austin's a little upset right now because doing this podcast is delaying him from playing the Hogwarts Legacy.
I'm saying, I'm trying to play, man.
Dude, are you Do you know a lot of people that are playing it?
I opened Twitch actually. I have it on the second monitor. um, so I can start collecting drops from people who are
Oh
playing it.
my god!
Yeah, so I know it's a lot of people are currently playing and watching it right now. And yeah, I was about to get off. It was maybe like a few hours before we got off work. I was thinking like, man, I'm so excited because Sal told me like the early release started today, and I was like, ooh, I get to play when I get home. And then I was thinking, wait a minute, I don't get to play as soon as I get home because I have to do this.
Dude, we could have been done already, but you made food.
Yeah, it's because I was hungry. I didn't eat all day.
I don't know, but
It's
yeah,
okay. Making and eating the food was long enough for the download to finish. So as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna be playing.
he's gonna be playing. I guess I better drag this to be 2 hours, huh?
Huh?
But yeah. So, have you seen much of the game yet?
I have not. I haven't seen any gameplay. I have no spoilers. I'm gonna go in completely fresh. It's gonna be a whole new experience. It's gonna be, I hope, fun.
And were you able to check your wizardry thing today?
Oh,
Your wizardry
that's right.
world?
The Wizarding World. What was I supposed to check? Like my wand? Is that
Your
what we
wand
want
and
to
all.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, I can check
Well,
mine too.
I've tested very consistently. Um, that sounds so dumb. I have been a Gryffindor for the longest time. Uh, every time I've retaken the test, it always keeps coming back as Gryffindor. So I was like, ah, I guess that's just who I am.
I've
There's,
actually I've taken the test a couple of times, and I usually get something different. I know I've done it on the actual like website like maybe three times, and I've gotten from the last 3 times I've done it. I got Hufflepuff, I got Slytherin, and then the most recent one I got was Gryffindor. So I'm like, what are they trying to say about me? Am I evolving here? That I like was I a really nice guy, had a dark time, and now I'm coming back. I'm having a what was it redemption arc or something?
it's the redemption arc.
But and then I don't know. I'm not like big in Harry Potter, but I do like how how like that community likes to talk to each other. Like, oh, I'm Gryffindor. This means like it kind of reminds me of Zodiac signs, to be honest. But like But I think it's entertaining. I like zodiac sign things too. I like to hear people out. So when people talk about like their Harry Potter stuff, I don't know anything about Harry Potter, but I like to hear like, yeah, my Patronus is this. So like I don't know what that means, but it's a cool animal, I guess. So, yeah.
Mine's a ragdoll cat.
Oh my god. So my most recent one, I just pulled it up. So I'm House Gryffindor. My Patronus is a grass snake, which kind of threw me off. I was like, what? What? I hate snakes. Why did I get a snake? And then my it says my wand is a silver lime. Don't know if that's good. Don't know if
It's
that's
a
bad.
what?
Silver lime wood. Dragon core, 13-inch, slightly yielding flexibility. So I don't know. Maybe if you guys are some Potterheads. Is that what you guys call?
Potterheads?
Is that what they call themselves?
I don't know.
You guys are the Harrys, the
The
Harrys.
Harrys.
Oh, what do Harry Potter fans call themselves? Just wizards.
Wizard.
They're a wizard. What?
What? Okay,
Man, like
my wand. I brought it up. I found it. It's an alderwood with dragon core, 14 length, surprisingly swishy and flexible.
wow. So what's the description?
So that's a long description, man.
It's
Oh
around
wait,
that.
like there's a description for each one. That's too
Um,
much. That's too much to go over.
dude, it has. All right, I'll read mine. I don't mind. This unusual and highly attractive wand wood was greatly in. All right, I'm bad at reading. I forgot how terrible I am at reading. I feel like in high school, that kid that you don't want to read. That's me.
Yes.
I'm the kid.
They take forever to read 2
Yeah,
sentences, man.
was great.
You're waiting for the popcorn to, like, go to someone else.
Yep. You know what? You're right. This is too much reading.
It's a lot.
Yeah. You know what? I got dyslexia. You guys can look it up. Well, I have the silver lime wood with dragon core, 13-inch, and slightly yielding flexibility. You can say I'm a pretty tough dude then, huh?
Pretty
So with
good.
so with all the Twitch chats that you've been lurking for the drops, have you seen any hate messages in there towards the streamers or anything like that?
Well, I've been watching Asmon, and he already made his opinion known about it, of how he feels about playing and like judging people who want to play it. So his community's pretty like built to be positive about it. So I haven't seen really many hate comments, but I hear almost the exact opposite is true for you.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I go on Twitter a lot, and I've seen all Twitch Twitter for Hogwarts Legacy has just been like, don't play the game. J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit. Or it's been like, it's just a video game. You grew up with this. It's okay. We don't judge you. The art versus artist opinion, which I agree. But I don't know.
I am a clown makeup.
Yeah. But I've never seen like the Twitch get so divided like that. So like there's legit people that like I know have been friends. They're not friends no more because of this game. Because one of them wants to play it, and the other one's like hardcore against it. And for me, at first, like I didn't care. Like if someone hated it, like yeah, hate that game because I don't care about Harry Potter. And then someone's like, no, I like this game. Yeah, play that game. That's how I felt. But one of the YouTube channels like watching girlfriend reviews was streaming it, and
Great channel, by the way. Great
yeah,
channel.
I love that channel. And when they were streaming it, they got like a bunch of hate comments like, "Oh, you guys are worthless! Like, how dare you like stream this? Like, you guys are supporting like a terrible cause." But for them, they understood going into their stream about it, and they even started doing a charity stream for it, like towards trans people, because that's like what the big argument is. Like, J.K. Rowling's against trans, so like,
Like, I agree. J.K. Rowling's a piece of shit, but like,
like
I still love the Harry Potter IP.
yeah, like you don't know this like growing up. Like when you watch this
I
like however years ago Harry Potter came out back in 2000 something.
I
Like
grew up my whole life with Harry Potter, man.
yeah, it was it was just like it was just a world of imagination. Like it had no real life to it. Like all the real life stuff like start came out recently, like maybe like for the
Past like 4 years or something.
4 years. Yeah. So like it's hard to tell people like, hey, like this is wrong. Stop doing it when they grew up doing it their whole lives. And I
And it's
don't
not
know.
even that like weird. Like the people who are just like the brand or transphobe or anything. They just like the IP. They
Yeah.
like wizards.
So I don't know. For me, what it reminds me of is like I don't think it's the exact argument, but like when the news reporters were saying like, don't play video games because they'll make you into a murderer. Like it's the same thing here. It's like playing the Hogwarts game isn't gonna make you a transphobe. Like
Yeah.
it's like just the same way Grand Theft Auto isn't gonna make you like a drug dealer. It's like it's just fictional. Like you know what's right and wrong in the real world, but you're not gonna like give into it because you like an IP. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really like it's really frustrating, especially like how negative like video games can be seen in like media and like the news and all that. And then now the negativity is coming from within the community.
I know, it's crazy.
It's like what the heck? It's like it's usually people that have like no touch or no real opinion on like a subject that they're the ones arguing the like blindly, but like these people like they've been playing video games and now they're telling people don't play a video game. I don't care if you like this. I don't care if you grew up with it. Like don't play or else like I'm cutting you off. It's like I mean
It's
like
an insane reaction. I was like,
yeah. It's like
my
I don't
my
I
guy.
don't I don't know. It's just too crazy for me. Like so for me it's like yeah, I don't want like trans people to be like felt attacked. But at the same time people want to play video games and they want to like expand into the world that they grew up like with their imagination and stuff. So it's
I
like
wanna be a wizard, bro.
yeah. I don't know. It's been so crazy and just seeing it all today and how there's they even made a whole website for it like to see if a Twitch streamer has streamed that wizard game. That's what it was called. Have they streamed that
No
wizard
way.
game.com? And funny enough, is they already today they made that like website and they already shut down the website. So who knows what
Wow.
happened there, but it's kind of like I don't know, it's just so crazy just how intense something can get in like the span of like a couple days. So
It it just really blew up.
so I don't know. For me, it's just like if you guys enjoy something and someone tells you like you can't enjoy it, just you know don't their opinion doesn't matter at that point. Like as
Just
long
you do
as
you, man.
yeah, enjoy the things you enjoy. As long as you're like safe, doesn't harm anyone, you're good. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how purchasing a video game harms people.
If you're having a good time without hurting anybody, you keep doing you, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Or ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just it's so such sensitive thing to bring up to someone. Like there's gonna be parties now where you go and they're gonna ask you, you play Hogwarts Legacy? And that's gonna be like the same level of like talking about you pro life, pro choice. Like it's gonna
Oh.
be it's pretty much gonna be in that same level at some point. It's good. It's so ridiculous. So I don't know. Like how did a video game thing become such a sensitive topic like that?
I
But
know.
I don't know. It's crazy too because like you do you think like these people have the same energy towards like Universal Studios and like anything Warner Brothers? Because that's like who owns the Harry Potter, right? It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah. I
Ah,
doubt it.
so like at this point, don't watch Scooby Doo. Well, actually, yeah, don't watch Velma. I heard it's
Don't
terrible.
watch Velma.
Don't
Don't watch
watch
Velma.
Velma.
Don't watch Velma. That show is so bad. Do you hear it got a season 2?
Really?
Oh, yes!
Well, honestly, when something's really bad, people are gonna watch it, and that the fact that people are gonna watch it, it's gonna like we have to
Yeah.
keep going on it because our people are watching us to fail, to see us fail.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man,
Now I hate it. I hate that so much, man. Just let it die. Don't watch it.
but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't watch that show. Or at least I don't recommend it. Watch it if you want, but I've seen some poor clips of it where I'm like, oh
I
man,
I would not endorse the show in any way, shape, or form, but watch it if you want.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. You guys tell us if we're wrong about the show. Maybe we just didn't actually watch it, and maybe it actually is good, and we just get shared bad clips, and we're being brainwashed.
No,
Did you
I
watch the
guess
first
maybe because
episode?
I didn't watch the first episode, but I've watched a couple reviewers go over multiple
Detail?
clips of it and
No, okay.
like what the episodes are about. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it.
Actually, the one of the reviewers I saw that talked about it said how bad they are at expressing like human emotion and anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like a one of them is like she's having a panic attack, and the way she snaps out of it is the Norville. I think it's like the new Shaggy or this version of Shaggy.
Yeah, he's
He,
not even named Shaggy.
yeah, he starts confessing that he like loves her, and she just laughs about it, and that's how she gets over a panic attack. And then like, but in the show, he's like truly like, oh man, like I really meant all that. Like, and I was like, what the heck? Like they just my poor man's. He expressed himself, and then they made a joke out of it. And
Just
then,
laughed at him.
but then it's funny because after there's like, oh, like this is actually how like an anxiety attack should be treated. They show Puss in Boots, and it's like in the movie. Apparently, at one point, he's having an anxiety attack, and the little dog just chills with him, and then he gets over it. And it's like, yeah, like sometimes it's not about like telling people to snap out of it. It's just being there. So I don't know. It's like apparently they made those two comparisons. Like, yeah, don't do this, and this is like more realistic of how it is. I don't know.
That's kind of crazy that Puss in Boots showed up Velma.
But yeah, it's
Hey,
pretty, pretty.
Puss in Boots showed up Avatar, so you know what?
It's
It's the
true.
goat.
You got
It's the
more.
goat.
You got better reviews and Rotten Tomato certified fresh.
That's
But
funny.
it's pretty good. And then, so speaking of movies, we both watched Knock at the Cabin. What'd
Oh
you think
yeah.
of it?
I would give it on a 1 to 10 scale. I would give it a good 7 for a one-time watch, especially since one of our coworkers today, she told me how that there's a book and what the actual ending is. It's kind of crazy how different the endings are.
So it is different in the book,
Yes,
but it's
do
very
you want me to just
similar.
explain?
Yeah, but obviously, spoiler warning here, dude.
Spoiler
We gotta
warning.
throw our first spoiler warning. If you guys don't want spoilers for Knock at the Cabin, yeah, just buffer through this part.
Yeah.
So,
So the ending of the movie is that the two dads, the more emotional, like one decides to sacrifice, like he'll be sacrificed, and like the more like stricter, tough one, like doesn't want to do it, but he gives in and kills him. And then him and the daughter like leave the area, and the world is saved. In the book, the way the ending is, the girl is accidentally killed. So she wasn't sacrificed. And so the world ends, and it's just the two dads walking the destroyed apocalyptic Earth with their dead daughter.
oh my god.
It, yeah, it's brutal.
Honestly, as messed up as it sounds, they would have done that ending in the movie. I would have probably give it like a 9.
I would have respected that ending, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, that'd be quite wild. See,
That'd be a little traumatic.
so my beef with it was like the whole movie. You know, obviously there's 4 people. They're the ones knocking at the cabin, and hello, anyone home? But
DoorDash.
they're the ones trying to help prevent the apocalypse from happening. But for me, it's like only maybe one of them. I ever feel like they truly have like a sense of urgency of like wanting to get everything to stop.
Nurse?
No, not even the nurse. It's the one with the kid.
Oh,
Cause
I
like
don't remember her name, but yeah, I know
I
who you're talking about.
think it was Adrian.
Oh yeah, it's Adrian.
Cause like at the like before she like sacrifices herself, she's like throws the shade at them. Like I'm just letting you know I have a child and I don't want him to die. And like I think that's like the first instant like where if I put myself in the other guy's shoes, like I feel like trash. Like oh man, like yeah, it sucks for us, but like there's so much more life to save. I don't know. I guess everyone always asks that question, like, would you be a hero if like you're put in that situation? And that's basically what this movie is. Like, would you be a hero? And I don't know. That's like the one person that like their character like legit was like, you guys have to do it. Like, you have to do it. And then I don't know, but I guess it's a really hard like emotion to like get get through to someone.
Convey. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand like why it's so hard. This is why I gave the movie like a 5 because like it's a cool concept, but at the end I was just like, I don't know, I wasn't satisfied. It was like for they made the 4 people seem unimportant because like they don't like this they don't start contemplating the decision until they have like a minute or two left to make the decision.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I feel like that emotion should have been the emotion you feel throughout the whole movie. It's like holy shit, like they need to start doing this because they do show like the catastrophes happening, like the tsunami. But then I think it's also a fail in like filming like they don't show people like being flooded. They like it goes off screen and like people drowned. And it's like
Yeah.
you don't feel that like sense of drama, I guess.
Like that we need to contemplate and decide.
Yeah, like they don't show that, so you don't feel that contemplation. And then at the
There's
end,
no
when
sense of urgency
yeah,
until the very end.
and then at the very end, when you finally see and from their eyes airplanes falling out the sky and fucking blowing up, and then that's when you're like, oh man, this is all real. Like, yeah, we gotta make
Yeah.
a decision here. It's like, oh my god, where was this feeling all movie? Like, come on.
Yeah.
So
Honestly.
if that feeling was throughout the whole movie, then it would have been a great movie. And then
I
maybe
also feel like the first guy, Rupert Grint's character, he shouldn't have been killed first. He should have been like left alive longer so that like it could have like brewed that relationship of like I don't want to trust you guys because like this guy is still alive and he beat me.
yeah, that would have been so good. But
Yeah.
I think it was just I don't know, poor execution, but they had something really great, but it was just poor execution at the end. I did enjoy the acting in it, but I just feel like the writing wasn't the best.
I agree.
But I would recommend people to watch it if they truly do want to watch it. Like, hey, like if you're really that interested, like you'll be entertained.
I feel like
But
it's a good one-time watch movie.
yeah, but if you're looking for like something that's gonna blow your mind, this isn't it.
This is not the movie.
Not for me at least. But
I agree.
yeah, so that's pretty much it. Um, so yeah, I slightly recommend Knock at the Cabin. If you guys feel like you want to watch it, it's worth the watch, but just I warned you a little bit.
My best recommendation is wait till it's on like a streaming service and then
Yeah,
try and watch it that way.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, the next movie that I'll probably be watching is just Ant Man and the Wasp. I just like
Oh yeah.
Ant Man's character a lot, so I'll be
Paul Rudd's
watching that.
great.
So yeah, I don't think any other movies come out this week that are interesting to me.
Not that I can think of.
I think the only thing that's interesting is the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
Blood and honey.
But yeah, I think that's this Wednesday or something like that, or the upcoming Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm,
So we'll see how that one turns out. So
yeah.
that'll be an interesting watch. I probably won't watch it. I'll probably see like reviews on it though, because it
I'll
look
debate on watching it.
yeah. So for me, next big movie Ant Man, and then after that it's probably Creed. And I think March is pretty stacked with movies.
Archer's stack. There's Creed 65, John Wick 4, uh,
Shazam,
Shazam.
uh,
I feel like one more, but I
Scream,
just can't. Scream. There we go.
yeah, Scream, and then
That's a stacked month of movies.
April is the Super Mario movie with Pedro Pascal, Mario Kart the
Pedro
movie.
Pascal.
Yeah, but all right. Well, we appreciate your time again this week. It's good talks. You know, we started off kind of goofy, went into serious, and then we kind of started going into more relaxed, I
Critics.
guess.
And then we
Uh,
turn into critics.
turn to critics. So yeah, well, once again, like I said, thank you guys for joining us. I'm Big Dog.
And I'm Miko.
And we'll see you guys next week. Comment down below.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Give us a like.
Yeah, give us a like. Oh yeah, like, subscribe, comment, ring that bell. Goodbye.